Hello, professionals. I welcome you all to another episode of our fire sprinkler design training. Having discussed about the building hazard classifications, likewise the sprinkler distribution, today we will be elaborating on the piping layout. We have three methods in designing our piping layout, which implies the connection of our distributed sprinkler head to the water mains. We actually have three methods, although two prevails presently in the industry. We have the loop method and the tree method. So for the loop method, we'll be having our mains here as a case study. So from our main, we'll be having the sprinkler layout over here. A side of the main will be connected towards a side, while the other side of the main will be connected towards the other side, and we will finally loop the mains together. The benefit of these types of distribution is that every cross mains will be able to have supply from the two sides of the distribution system. The second type of piping layout is the tree layout, where we'll be having our mains probably coming from here, and the mains will definitely stretch to the end of the distribution. Having gotten to the end of the distribution, each branch lines will then be tapping from the cross mains. So this one will be tapping here, this one will be tapping here, tapping here, tapping here, tapping here. The main benefit of this kind of layout is the simplicity. So it's very simple. Just tap, 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 tap. So that's why many professionals prefer using this. So in terms of efficiency, the loop system is better, while in terms of simplicity, the tree system is better. The cons for this is that each branch lines only have a single supply. So that's the two types of piping layout we do design for a sprinkler system. Sometimes you might have seen some professionals saying tree. So the other one they used to categorize as similar to the loop, which is the grid configuration. So the grid configuration is similar to the loop. So instead of just having two sides configuration, you can actually have three, maybe another lines at the center. So it's like combining the loop and the grid system together. So it's the best, although because of its complexity, professionals rarely use it. But actually, this is why I do prefer using Revit MEP for my design. So in Revit MEP, wow, I haven't loaded the software yet. The software will actually configure your layout for you automatically, so you just have to select the one you prefer. So I will demonstrate this in subsequent videos, but let's actualize this on my Autocad. Here is a sample project. So we're having our pump here, is using a pumping system. So from our pump, here is our main line. So here is the zone control station. We will definitely elaborate this in subsequent video. So from our zone control station, we have our main line here. So this is the main line. This is our cross main. Let me change the color. That's green color. So this green line is our cross main. So from this our cross main, we are now having branching lines. Here is this is the place this one tap. So this is a branching line. Likewise, this is another branching line. So this system actually use tree configuration. So here's another project too, which is a bit complex. So it's obvious this one is also a tree configuration. Okay. Here is another sample project too. So the first step to consider while designing a layout is to determine where your mails will be coming from. So for example, in this our residential project too, this is where our mails will be coming from. But for suspended floors, I mean first floor, second floor, instead of considering the mails, you will rather consider the riser. So for this first floor of this project, here is the riser. So for the ground floor, you consider the main, while for suspended floors, you consider the risers, which is the easiest achievable point to put the riser pipe. So having gotten the riser, you now determine the simplest connection that will reduce the material usage. So our project we've been designing, so this is the ground floor, right? Here is the site layout. Based on the site layout, we will be having a site borehole here, which is a portable water supply system. We'll be having our main valve controlling the pump, controlling the domestic water supply around here. So it's obviously achievable to have our main somewhere around this end. So let's assume we'll be having our mains here. The next process is to define the simplest connection that will reduce the material usage. So let's just use an ordinary line first. Probably our mains is coming from this end. Mains always prefer going straight, so let's assume going straight for 3 connection. So for 3 connection, we'll be having our mains like this. So we now start dividing our pipes. So we have a sprinkler here. This sprinkler must be connected to our mains. Let's assume it's connected here. So another pipe here, L enter, F3. If it's a bit complex, you can actually press EX, enter. So you are extending the line. So we extend until we join the main. So let me change the color of the main. Let's change the main to what? Probably red. Yeah. So our branch line is blue. So to connect this one to L enter, F3. So I actually create. So considering this, so I have a sprinkler head here, another one here. Okay, definitely extend to this. So here is the simplest connection we can have for a tree system, where we have our main here, our cross main here, while the blue lines is for our branch lines. So we are now required to use our technicalities. It's obvious that you can't connect your distribution pipes through this staircase here, so that which implies this our connection doesn't work. So let's assume it works to this extent. So it will definitely not work here too. The question now is, how do we connect this kitchen sprinkler to the cross main? Likewise, how do we connect to have a minimal numbers of fittings? To achieve that, let's assume we have a simple connection here coming here, or probably this connection extend like this. So L enter, and we connect it. We have chamfer here, connect and connect. Does this really looks logical? In that sense, we can actually have our branch line here. Instead of having this long pipe, we can tap this from this. So let's delete this line too. L enter, EX. So we connected, so we cancel this. likewise this, we're connecting this enter to our chamfer, connecting this to this. Wow, it almost extend out of the building. So let's bring this one in. So enter. So we can shift our sprinkler. So while shifting the sprinkler, remember law 1 and law 2. So we'll consider the dimension again. F8 to of the orthogonal. So 2.9, that means we still need to shift this our sprinkler a bit here, considering the log again. So 2.8, we still need to shift a little. We shift towards the we have our sprinkler here, okay. Dimension 2.65, which is 2.7, considering the other end here too. That means we are safe 2.6. So let's draw our pipe. Add the legs on this. So here is how we do design the piping layout. We've designed for a tree system where we have only a single cross main and we have different branch lines, considering different factors and technicalities. In our subsequent video, I will be elucidating on the zone control station, or you call it zone control valves. Keep tuned